Hadouken!
Hey, Anoop here with former 90kg World Enfusion Champion Andrew Tate, and we are catching up the day after what was a rather short-lived affair at Enfusion Live 44 between yourself and Ibrahim El Boustati, who's now the first male 2-weight champion. I just seen your interview with Combat Point, your post-fight interview. They just put it up literally about 5 minutes ago. You've told the whole world basically the issue with your eye. Do you want to just sort of clarify it? Because obviously I know certain stuff, but I don't want to say anything. But do you want to just make it clear once and for all for the record?
Yeah, what happened was Ibrahim threw a punch. It missed. It didn't hurt me. I mean, if it was a hard punch or people were saying the bone was broken, look, I can show you. There's not a mark. It's my right eye here. There's no mark.
Go more into the screen. Yeah.
See? There's no mark. There's no bruise. There's no damage to the bone. I could touch it. I could do it. The socket is fine.
Okay.
The lace of the glove or the point of the glove
barely
touched my eye, and I lost my vision in my eye. I've had a bad eye for a long time. It's one of those injuries you can get in fighting. I had it 5 or 6 years, and it's just perfectly bad luck, bad timing. I got caught in my eye and couldn't see properly. When I first said to the referee, I said, stop, I want to try and wipe it. Try and get my vision back. Then Ibrahim jumped on me, then he started counting.
Yeah.
So he didn't give me the time I needed. So I was like, I can't fight if I can't see. So it's really disappointing because I know that Ibrahim's not happy with how this fight ended, even though he's the champion, and I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm glad he's the champion. I'm happy for him. He's the new generation of fighter. It's really good that he's a champion. I wasn't a very active champion. It's good that he's champion. It's good for Enfusion. It's good for him. I have nothing bad to say about Ibrahim. But I know he's not happy it ended this way. I'm not happy it ended this way. You know, I feel like I was winning the fight, and we had a lot of rounds left to go. There's a lot more action waiting to happen from both of us. Either one of us could have won. And I know that he's not happy and I'm not happy. It's just one of those bad things. Just the punch, it was a swinging punch. It came and just scratched my eye, and I couldn't see properly. And the referee started counting me. I didn't have time to try and wipe my eye clean. And that's how it is. It's just one of those bad things. And if you speak to a lot of fighters, a lot will tell you they have bad eyes. It's a common thing in fighting. So
yeah, on the subject of bad eyes, Gary Turner, who we both know, he couldn't fight for UFC back in the days over in the States because I think his short-sightedness is the same as mine, about -6.
Yeah.
And he was saying he failed the test and he wasn't willing to do laser eye surgery, which even I have issues with.
Well, I've had it. This is the thing.
Okay.
My eyes are bad, and if Ibrahim's young, but one day when he's an old man, when he's been fighting as long as me, he will one day, maybe it'll take 7 or 8 years, and he'll think, remember when I fought that Tate guy? Everything he said was fucking true. And what's going to happen is your eyes take damage over time. And I started having big problems with my eyes, and they told me if I had laser eye surgery, it would be better. They said if we correct your vision, it will grow back stronger, which was bullshit. It's been worse ever since.
They just want the money, yeah?
They just want the money. I mean, I had it maybe 6, 7 years ago. But to this day, I can't take, I can't get, if I get hit clean in the eye, it's fine. You didn't hit me clean. If you hit me clean in the face, it would have been okay. I've been wobbled, I've been rocked, I've been hit. I'm not afraid to get hit. I'm not afraid to be wobbled. I'm not afraid to get rocked. I'm not afraid. It doesn't matter. If he hit me clean, it was fine. It's the fact that it wasn't a clean shot. It was just a bad luck, scratched my eye. I couldn't see properly. And the events afterwards, I mean, he jumped on me, tried to hit me. I don't blame him. It's a fight. It's an adrenaline, of course. Referee starts counting, and now the events happen so quickly. And it's just a shame because that fight had a lot more in it. The fans aren't happy. He's not happy. I'm not happy. And although I'm glad he's champion, I think it's a good thing he's champion. I have nothing bad to say about him being champion. It's just everyone's unhappy with the fight. I'm unhappy. He's unhappy. Fans are unhappy. No one is sitting there thinking, yes, that was the fight we wanted to see. And I think it's a shame for this reason, It'd be much better if there was if it ended a different way, no matter who won or who lost. No one's happy with that.
I was saying to Ibrahim, you've seen the interview done with Ibrahim earlier. It's up on YouTube. And I was saying to him, it's just like, the fight needed at least another 30 seconds at most to really ignite the fuse. Because it was just at that point where, someone gets the match right by the fuse to just light it up. It just got to that point. End of the day, got to give him credit. He threw a long left hook. It landed. It connected. and it caused you the problem you explained. It's unlucky, but he did what he had to. You were attacking his body. He said to me that he didn't feel it. It felt to go on the elbows. So I have to take his word for it because a lot happens in that moment. And he knows where he's feeling it and what his mind is like. So that's that. Even if it looks a bit different, but that's that. In the day, he's the two-weight champion. But you're at a period of time where you've got a lot of reflection to do. First being, you've come back into kickboxing. You didn't do it for the money. You didn't need to come back. You came back purely because, like I wrote, once a kickboxer, always a kickboxer. And
but this is the thing that's most disappointing to me, is that part of the reason I came back is so that the belt didn't get given away. Because genuinely, from my point of view, I don't need kickboxing or care about kickboxing like a young fighter will. I'm not saying I'm not hungry, but of course Ibrahim cares about kickboxing more than me. When I was 21, 22, 23, kickboxing was everything to me. You get older, you got things to do, you buy houses, you get relationships, you run businesses. And I'm lucky I make money outside of kickboxing. I lose money to fight. By the time they pay me, all the time I spend in the gym, I make more money if I don't fight. So for me, one of my main reasons for coming back was thinking, you know what, Ibrahim's a young fighter, he's up and coming, he's trying to get this 2 belt. It's not good for him, and it's not good for Enfusion, it's not good for anybody. It's just given to him, or he fights some idiot. You know, I almost thought, let him win it, and it'd be good. You know, it's just a shame it turned out this way, because a lot of my motivation for coming back was for the whole thing. You know, it would have been better if he beat me on points or he sparked me, whatever. You know, but I know nobody's happy with this result.
Yeah,
it's not just me who's unhappy, and nobody's happy with this. It's one of them stupid things that just happens. It's a freak accident, and if I had done it to him, I know that I would not be saying I beat him. I would be like, oh, just fucking unlucky bullshit. You know?
Yeah, but coming back to you, the other thing is, that's the one thing. The other thing is, fighter safety is paramount. Now, I can't fault the referee for calling off because you waved off. Even though you're saying you wanted time, the way you signalled, Andrew, we've had too many issues, like boxing is well reported. Even in Ireland, we had MMA at death as well. So soon we see that there are more important things than fighting, which is living to fight another day. So
no, completely. Listen, I agree with you. Because let me tell you something. If I was in that position and I was 23, 24, I probably would have fought anyway with one eye. Legit. I mean, I'm telling you the truth. I fought for my second world title fight. I fought 12 rounds with a broken hand. I had a surgery on my hand. You can see the scar here. I had surgery on my hand, a 4-hour surgery on my hand. I knew it was broken. I fought anyway. But I'm fucking 30 years old. I'm at the end of my career. You know? My eye was fucked. It was hurting me. I needed to wipe it. He was counting. I had 10 seconds. I knew it wasn't going to be better than 10 seons. This is one of them things. I'm going to fuck this thing. You know, what can I do? I'm not going to sit there and fucking fight Ibrahim with one eye. You know, towards the end of my career for what? It's a different mentality towards the whole sport. So yeah, you're right. It is a paramount. Because for me, my health is paramount to me, like it wasn't when I was younger. When you're younger, you don't give a fuck. Now it's like, you know, it's one of those things. It was a punch. Fair play to him. He swung as hard as he could. He tried to hit me as hard as he could. I wish he hit me clean on the jaw, because I'm telling you, if it didn't knock me out, and I don't think it would have, no disrespect to him, just because I fought with my hands down for a long time. I've been punched plenty. Now I'm always standing, so I'm not worried about it. You know, if I worried about it, I put my hands up. I'm not worried. If it hit me clean on the jaw, the fight would have carried on. It wouldn't have fazed me. You know, it's the fact that it's scraped. But you can watch the video yourself, and you'll see if the punch lands clean, you won't see his arm go past my whole face. You know, it scrapes. My vision was fucked up. He jumped on me. Referee started counting. And by the time I'd finished taking my glove away from my eye, I hear the word 8, 9. You know, it's just like a fucking one of those things.
You know, it all happens to something. But look, your eye and the fact that, you know, you are American born, but you're predominantly based in the UK and Europe.
Yeah.
And what I mentioned about Gary Turner, you know, his opportunity at UFC went because of his eye issue. And I'm sure he hadn't got an issue with me saying it because he just thought he's a very open guy and he's a good guy as well. And he talked about it quite openly. Now, in Europe, especially in the UK, let's be honest, we don't have very stringent medical checks like they have in the Nevada state anywhere else like that. So, like, yeah, there's none. Let's be honest, there is none. I mean, so how does that, now you're a lot older, a lot wiser, a lot maturer, how does that now impact your decision making with where you go forward now? Because,
well, I've got two. Here's my two decisions. And I'm going to make this very clear for when Ibrahim watches this. When Ibrahim watches this, I want him to know I'm not saying he shouldn't be champion. He's the champion now. I don't believe in this I'm not trying to take back. I don't believe in this shit. He's the champion now. Congratulations to Ibrahim. I think it's good for the sport. It's good for Enfusion. It's good for everyone that Ibrahim's champion. I wasn't an active champion. I was doing other things. So congratulations to him. My only point is he's not happy with how the fight ended. I know this because he's a fighter, and I know how fighters think because I'm a fighter. I'm not happy with how it finished because I was not out of breath. I was not tired. I was not sweating. I was not hurt. It was just a freak accident, you know? The fans are not happy with this. So I have two choices now. I either just accept it's a stupid accident and I move on, I do other things, or I say I'm going to get my belt back and I'm going to rematch him and da-da-da-da-da. You know, those are my two real choices. Do I want to fight Ibrahim again? My main reason for fighting Ibrahim was just that I am, as a man, am not afraid to lose. On paper, I'm coming back after 2 years against an undefeated fighter. On paper, he should kill me. And, you know, but I thought, you know what? I'm not afraid to get... people don't like me. Everyone hates me. Everyone wants to make fun of me. Everyone will make fun of me on Facebook. I don't care. As a man, I'm not afraid to lose. He wants my belt. He can come knock me out and take it. Because as a man, I think that's the best way for him to win a belt. You know, I'm not just going to give it away. That's bullshit. But that was my main motivation for coming back. And do I really... I mean, I don't need to fight. Do I really want to rematch him? I'd have to beat up 2 or 3 more people first, which I'm sure I would do.
Yeah, you could have done with at least 1 or 2 tune-up fights. It would be, you know,
hindsight's
a bitch.
You know, I should have had tune-up fights. If I was really worried over tune-up fights, I was like, oh, fuck, I'll fight Ibrahim. You know? So I could come back now. I'm it's too easy to... you can't say who would have won the fight because it was only a round. I believe I was winning that round. I was definitely landing the more shots. I was all over him. He had a game plan he was putting into place. I had more game plan to put into place. Into round 3 or round 4, everything would have... You know, who knows what would have happened. But the point is, if I come back at 90 kilos now, I'll destroy anyone they put in front of me. I'll knock them all out. And then eventually me and Ibrahim will fight again next year. You know, and I believe, of course, because I'm a man, I believe I'll win and I'll win my belt back. And the fact is, do I want to? Do I really give a fuck? And I don't think I do. And I think that's just a matter of age. I think it's a matter of having the number of fights I've had. It's a matter of me being happy with my career, being happy with who I am, being happy with what I've done. And it's just sitting thinking, you know, do I need to be in that gym for another 1.5 years doing this? Or can I make more money and have an easier life somewhere else? And that's the truth of it, you know. It's just, I'm just really upset that this fight, which in my mind was always going to be, you know, like this is going to be a big event and I might retire afterwards, I don't know, whatever. I'm just upset for him and for me and for the fans it ended in this bullshit way. Because it's not a good way for this kind of fight to end. That's my only regret, is it ended in this stupid way. That's all.
You regret it, but are you hinting at an apology at the fans, or you're not apologising for what happened?
Well, I can't apologise because I can't fight if I can't see.
But then what about the argument that, well, you knew about your eye, but you still went into fight? Yeah, and that's always a risk factor.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do this sport, you're gonna pick up injuries, and you know Tyrone Spong's leg will never be the same again. If he low kicks someone and it snaps again, you can't say to him, "Oh, you shouldn't have fought." Of course, he snapped it before. It heals the best a human body can heal, and it snapped again. I broke my hand 3 times. You know, my eye was damaged. It was healed. It got hit in exactly the right way or exactly the wrong way, and it got damaged again. This is life. This is human bodies, you know. I was in good shape for Ibrahim. Like I said, I wasn't breathing heavy anywhere near towards just by the time it happened. You know, I looked in good shape. I trained as hard as I could train around my busy schedule. And I'm very confident I was going to win because I'm a fighter. Of course I'm very confident. He was very confident he was going to win. And I really just have, my only regret is not fighting him. It's not even that I lost the belt. My only regret is that it ended in this way because it's not good for me. It's not good for him. It's not good for the fans. It's just a really unfortunate accident. And this is how life goes sometimes. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, what would you say to younger fighters out there who have issues, who might not be fully aware of them, might not fully comprehend where it could take them with whatever issues they've got with their head? What's your, you know, from what your 2 cents are worth and your years of experience, what sort of advice you give to younger fighters and just fighters out there in general?
I think it depends where you are in your career, and it also depends on how much you're getting paid, you know? It depends how much you're bringing home. If you're an MMA superstar or you're a boxing superstar, like Anthony Joshua is about to fight Klitschko. He's getting $30 million.
He's a bad example. Mike Bisping's a much better example. Mike Bisping's got one working eye properly.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, if the payday's worth it, cool. In kickboxing, in most cases, maybe in my case, maybe in Ibrahim's case, it is maybe worth it. But in most cases, it's not worth it.
Just move the screen a little to your right, please. Thanks.
Sorry. Yeah, so you have to evaluate a lot of things, you know, and you have to evaluate other things you have going on in your life and stuff. And I think with me, especially, I'm really happy with my career. You have to remember, when I was 23, 24, when I first went on the Enfusion reality, I had 19 knockouts in a row. 19 KOs in a row. You know, like, I was an animal, and I lived in the gym, and I hurt everybody. And then
yes, I've heard the stories.
Other things start to happen, and priorities change, and this happens with all fighters, you know, and it doesn't matter who you are. All the young fighters out there will think, that'll never happen to me. Things change in life, and priorities change in life, and I wasn't prepared to fight Ibrahim with one eye. You know, maybe if I was younger, I probably would have tried. But I couldn't see properly. It's a bullshit end to maybe one of the best fights of the year. It's very unfortunate. It's very sad. And that's the only... I don't have any feelings. I don't feel bad. I don't feel sad. I lost my belt. I don't feel anything. I just feel disappointed that this fight, when we type it into YouTube, is not the fight people should be seeing. Because that was going to be a fucking fight. I'm telling you, that was going to be a fight.
I think anyone who knows anything about your style of fighting, his style of fighting, both your careers, you know, I had said, I got on record, said this fight should have, in my opinion, been one of the most exciting fights in this historic month. And that includes Rico and Bada. It just went the total opposite to how I think most of us predicted. And also there's a factor you mentioned earlier that people don't like you and people want to see you lose. That's very true, because whether people like you or not, I've been to a fair few events in the UK. I'm going to say it out loud, because I'll just say how it is. A lot of people, when the conversation came about yourself and El Boustati fighting in the UK, were like, nah. It was one of two reasons. One, they just didn't like you. Two, they're like, he's had too long out, and we don't like him. Yeah. Only the third option was, nah, he's been out too long, but they didn't say anything negative about you. And that's the way it is. And believe it or not, Ibrahim, he was talking about, he's got haters, two-faced people. And I was like, it happens to success. It happens. You put yourself out there, it happens.
It happens. You can't climb to the top without getting haters, you know? And especially with me, because I've made a little bit of money and no one really knows how I make it. So people always say to me, how do you make money? And then I don't tell them, and then all of a sudden, no one likes me.
Well, why is that? Is that because you're a pimp? Are you a commercial pimp?
No one knows where to say that again?
Are you a commercial pimp?
No, I sell ice cream, man. I got ice cream trucks.
No, I'll give you that one. No, that sounds worse. That sounds proper drug dealerish.
Yeah, but no, I'm not breaking the law, on record, police. But no, you know, it's just one of those things. But I respect Ibrahim. He's a young guy. He reminds me a lot of myself. That's why even in the uprun to this fight, I didn't hype it too much. I didn't insult him, nothing. Because when I look at him, I see a younger...
You were very calm.
I was calm because I can't hate someone who's on the same journey as me. He reminds me of me. When I was 21, I'd fight anyone. Didn't give a fuck. Any weight, anyone, anytime. I was fighting MMA. I was fighting Thai boxing, full elbows. I didn't give a fuck. I fight anybody. So he's the way I was. So I have nothing, you know, against him personally. I was coming to win. I still believe I have the experience. I believe I'm the bigger fighter, and I believe I was going to win that fight purely just because I have an athleticism he wasn't to be familiar with. Over the 5 rounds, you know, I know how my attacks work. The side kick, this, that. It doesn't hurt the first time, second time. When you eat the 5th one in the 3rd round, all of a sudden, can't breathe. I know what I need to do.
Yeah, you attack the body, attack the legs. After a while, it pays off.
And he was scoring with his leg kick, and I was letting him throw it. I wasn't blocking it on purpose because I don't want to lift my leg up, because I want to keep my balance square for the body shot. So, you know, I had my game plan. He had his game plan. It was going to be a good fight. It's a shit end. I know in his heart he's not happy. I'm not happy. The fans aren't happy. But I have 2 choices. I either just give it up, or I come on a mission to hurt Ibrahim.
Yeah, but if you're that unhappy, and surely you want to get back in there. Surely you want to sort yourself out, do what you have to, and not just fight him, but maybe have a handful of fights and then call it a day, or then review it. Because I think it's fair to say, anyone who's followed your career, either they don't like you, they're going to say, look, you still got... There's this whole capacity utilisation. You haven't quite got to your peak.
No.
There's so much more. You could be
longer,
fighting bigger names. No, don't discredit him because he's young. But there are people out there, I'm not going to bring up you know whose name, because I think you said enough, and he's not happy with me as it is anyway.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of people out there who you should have been fighting, but it hasn't happened.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is this. If right now, do I feel like still fighting? Yes. But whenever I stop fighting, whenever that is, I'm going to feel like I want to keep fighting. It doesn't matter if I stop now or in 3 years.
That's true.
It's always going to happen. You can't just stop fighting and not miss it. I'm always going to be missing fighting. So you have to make a conscious decision in your mind and think, yes, I miss it. But is it the right thing for me to do right now? Now, financially, it's not the right thing for me to do. You know, so that's the first thing. Am I happy with what I've achieved? Is me winning a 5th world title as opposed to a 4 world title, does it really mean that much to me? I mean, I've got 5, 4, who gives a shit? I know I can kickbox. You know, I can prove my point. You know, you have to look at other factors, because if I do it purely on emotion, I'll end up like Roy Jones Jr., fighting every weekend and knocked out at 50.
Yeah,
You know, because fighters don't want to quit. If you do it purely on emotion, you're going to get fucked up bad. You have to use your brain. So I have 2 choices right now. I either just accept it was a bad accident, the fight was shit, it's a shame for Ibrahim, it's a shame for me, but it's good for Enfusion. I'm glad he's 2-weight champion, and I commentate on his fights. I watch his career. I see him. We have a beer together. We be friends. Or do I go on a mission to kick the fuck out of everyone, on a mission to come back and prove I can beat Ibrahim? And to be honest, and I mean this with the greatest respect, I already believe I can beat Ibrahim. So I don't feel like in my heart I really need to do that. If that makes any sense, I'm happy. I can go to sleep easy at night.
Yeah, you know that you prepared yourself well.
I believe I was going to win that fight, and it was just a bad accident, and I don't feel like I need to come and prove it to everybody. If he knocked me out, maybe I'd feel that way, but I don't feel that way. So I'm glad he's champion, and I have complete respect for him, and I hope we can be friends in the future, and I look forward to him winning and beating other people, and I hope he keeps his O forever. And it's just one of those things. It's just a disappointing night, and I'm sorry for everyone who watched it, and on to other stuff, you know.
You don't have to apologise, but that's really generous of you in the circumstances. If I was in your shoes, I wouldn't apologise. I find it hard to say sorry to anyone, to be quite frank. But yeah, you know, that's come straight from the heart, and got to have a hat off to you. There's always that camaraderie in combat sports with people we train, spar, fight, whatever, cross paths. There's always that mutual respect and that camaraderie. It's like a little brother. It's a kind of brotherhood. You know, it's like a degree of brotherhood.
Completely.
But you mentioned money, and we all know, we've had Badr Hari saying it, I'm a prize fighter. It applies to everyone. I mean, I'll be honest, I had a couple of amateur fights, then going my way, and the peanuts you get for ending up with cracked, bruised ribs, this isn't worth it. When you're older, especially, you go back into it, we're not, I'm only about 4 years old, and it's like, fuck this. You know, I've got other things I could be doing, like this, because I think everyone's appreciating this. So, but we've got to have that hunger. Is that hunger only going to get really stoked up for you by money? Be honest, because...
I'll be honest. With me, and maybe it varies from person to person. With me, I was a lot more hungry when kickboxing provided me the money I needed to live my life. When I wake up in the morning and I have other money from other places buying me nice things, and I can do anything I want, and someone goes, go to the gym, to me, the more money I made outside of kickboxing, the less I wanted to kickbox. That's me. Maybe with others it's different. But with me, that was my situation. If I was making my money, if I made millions from fighting, like Conor McGregor or whatever, that's a different scenario. But when I'm making all my money from everything I do besides kickboxing, it's naturally going to start to fall down the scale of priorities when you start looking at houses and cars and stuff, and then, you know, it's a natural progression. No matter how much you love it, over years you're going to start to think, you know what, this has to come before that, this has to come before that. And before you know it, fighting's not the number one thing in your life anymore. And should you be fighting if it's not the number one thing? Probably not anyway. So I'm surprised over the last 3-4 years I've still been knocking people out when it's been my 4th or 5th priority. You know, if it was my number one, I'd be a lot more dangerous than I already am. But it's one of them things.
But again, a balance, isn't it? Look, there's other fighters who have made a few bob. They do have a balance. Look, you can only have like say you try doing 10 things in your life. That means you're putting 10% effort into 10 things. It's not possible. And say you have 3 to 5 things in your life. One is dating or a woman or whatever, yeah? The other is your career ambitions. The other is your sporting career ambitions. Just balancing those three, yeah? And then maybe there's a business that you're doing on top of that, or you're working towards a business and you've got a kid. That's fine. You can't do more than that. It's just not humanly possible.
No, you can't. You can't. And you know, you can't. And that's why I'm thinking now, because I'll be honest, between you and me, if I were to embark on the path to beat Ibrahim, I'd lose 200 grand minimum. Because it's going to take me a year of fighting other people before I get the rematch, blah, blah, blah. I'd lose a lot of money. And for me now, I mean, since my dad died, I support my mom. She lives off me. My whole family, my sister's going to law school. Me and my brother work together. My whole family survives off me. Bank is the most important thing to me right now. I've got other things going on. I came back for this fight because I didn't want to just give the belt to Ibrahim. I think that's not fair to him. It's not fair to me. I'm annoyed it ended that way. It's not good for the fans, but it's just one of those things. And I'm glad he's champion. I have complete respect for him. I don't want him to think I'm making excuses or some shit. He got in there. I got in there. Respect, but we both know it was a bullshit ending. It's just how life goes, and sometimes you just have to accept it and move on and stay happy, and I think that's what I'm probably going to do. Maybe, you never know, maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and say, Anoop, 1 year, I'm coming back. Let them know. I'm going to put all the money away. I'm going to come kick some ass. But you know what? I've been there. I've done that. I've kicked a whole bunch of ass. And I don't know anymore, man. I'm happy just eating ice cream, chilling.
You've got to be happy in life, whatever you're doing, whatever. Because there's always going to be hurdles. There's always going to be obstacles. And there's never a perfect time for anything. There's never a good time for anything. You just got to get on by and just overcome the hurdles as they come along. And the happiness balances out in the background around you. But you mentioned, you might bring me up tomorrow and say something else. We should tell everyone that's exactly what happened with this fight in the very beginning. When it was confirmed, and then I spoke to you and Ibrahim, and then he went, he's pulled out, and something happened, I'm not too sure, it's legal or whatever, and you were like, there's certain issues with that scandal that was well reported on, and then you went, fuck it, I'm going to fight, fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. So in the uprun to this fight, I've been running a business. I've been dealing with 3 police cases. I've been traveling to 6 different countries. I've been doing loads of shit. So, but I'm not saying I wasn't in shape because I was still fighting. I still believe I was going to win. I'm just saying that I've got so much shit going on, man. And you know what? I'm actually really happy for Ibrahim. I really am happy. In front of his hometown, he got to win the belt. I'm happy for him. I'm not a negative person. I'm happy for a young fighter to win the belt in front of his hometown, become 2-weight champion, and get to pursue his career. That's much better than if I knock him out, hurt him badly, and then I don't fight anymore because I'm doing other things, and he can't fight for a long time because he's hurt. And fuck that shit. I'm not as cruel as I used to be. The old me would think, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. The new me, you know what? Fuck it. I'm glad he won.
It's not even new me. It's about you hit 30 now. You're maturer. You got more experiences. We've seen what we're not all. We're going to still be a bit degree of hotness still there, but it's about we're a bit more cool-headed, a little bit more. That makes a world of difference. Now you mentioned that since your dad passed away, you and your brother are supporting your mum, and you put your sister uni, law school, LBC, whatever. How did things happen for your fans and everyone out there? What happened in the last 2 or 4 years? For that to unfold how it did.
Yeah, my dad was financially supporting my mum, and he was financially supporting, even though they weren't together, he was financially supporting my sister. My dad was one of the best chess players in the world. Genius. And I know this word's overused. Everyone goes, I know a guy who's smart, or I know a guy who's a genius. No, my dad was legit genius. I mean, I've got a genius level IQ. People hate when I say that, but I've taken the fucking test. I've seen the fucking result. I'm a genius. It's on paper, so fuck you. So I've got a genius level IQ. But still, compared to my father, I was nothing. My dad was in the CIA. He holds the Air Force record for the fastest assimilation of a language. He went from knowing 0 Russian to learning the entire Russian alphabet and speaking Russian fluently in like 6 weeks. Fluent, in, out, the fastest. He holds the Air Force record. One of the best chess players of all time. You can Google him. Every chess game he's ever played, he remembers. Ever. I never saw him write anything down. You tell him your cell phone number 3 years ago, he remembers it. It's crazy. And he was playing chess one day, just playing chess in a tournament, went toilet, came out the toilet and said, call 911. Collapsed, never woke up. That was it. And that was a year and 4 months ago now.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Fucking man, that's life, and that's how it goes, and it makes and that's what actually, you know what? Before that, I was a lot harder as a human. Even now, when I'm saying things like I didn't want to, like, even though in the fight things happened, but now I think back, do I really want to knock Ibrahim out and hurt him in front of his home crowd? That when something like that happens to you, you start to realize that all this shit, like shiny kickboxing belts and this, fucking all that really matters is your health. All that really matters is the people you have around you that you love. I love my brother with all my heart. Me and him travel the world together. I'm glad, both my eyes are working today, and I'm a happy man, and I'm happy with the result. I'm happy for Ibrahim. I'm happy with everything. So it's just one of those things.
That's good to hear you're happy, and long may that continue for everyone. And these experiences, they hurt, but they build us. They build character. Suffering builds character.
Absolutely.
Right, what's going to happen apart from you probably stuffing your face over Christmas and New Year's? What else is happening in the world of the Tate brothers?
What's going to happen now? We've got a really interesting thing happening now because there's a documentary starting tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Which basically documents our life outside of the ring.
Uh-huh.
So for a long time, there's been this mystery, and I've heard so many rumors about myself. How does Tate make money? I heard he does porn. I heard he sells drugs. I heard he sells guns. Why is he in Romania all the time? Why Romania? What's he doing in Romania? So eventually, there's been lots of things going on. Some things have been put in place. And I can't give away all the details. Obviously, this is going to be edited.
Yeah.
But there's going to be insight into my life outside the ring. 24-hour access kind of thing.
Okay.
So it'll be 3 or 4 episodes a week showing what goes down. So, maybe that'll give a little bit of insight into why I'm not in the gym like I used to be.
When do you start shooting this, and when can it be expected to be produced and aired?
Within 3 to 4 days, you'll start seeing something.
Okay, and is there a broadcaster in Europe, or is it going to be a YouTube thing?
It's going to start on the internet, but there's a lot of big boys watching. So I had some guidance from some influential production companies, etc. In the end, they ended up choosing who the team was who's going to do all this. I was going to try and do it myself, but it all got put together for me. It's going to start on the internet, but it's going to go from there. So we'll see what people think of my life outside the ring. I think it's pretty interesting. We'll have to see what people think of it. But it's just one of those things. And then, that's the next project, So I'm going to start it tomorrow, just explaining exactly what I explained to you and congratulating Ibrahim and being happy for him, and then just moving on. And, I've got things to do, money to make, onwards and upwards, and it's just one of those things.
No, good stuff, and good luck with that. Your brother, is he going to fight again?
I don't think so. Tristan and me, we're two peas in a pod, and we both love fighting. But I got to a world level. I think, and Ibrahim will probably agree with me here, if Ibrahim's brother was still fighting, he wouldn't be able to train Ibrahim as well as he trains him. And Tristan trains me a lot of the time. And if you're both fighting, it's not the same. It's better to have one fighter, one trainer. And we just naturally fell into these roles. It's just how it worked,
Even when it's a man and a woman as a couple, if they both try and fight, I think it's difficult.
Doesn't work. Because if you're training hard, to train someone takes your energy as much as training yourself. So someone's always lacking. So it's how it is, So, no, I think me and Tristan, we're both very happy. A lot of people still fight because they feel like they have something to prove. They feel like they need to prove they're the best. I know I'm the fucking man. In my head, no one can tell me I'm not the man. So I'm happy. I don't feel like I need to fight anymore. I'm happy.
You, last time we spoke, you mentioned something about Joe Schilling. Now, I know he's pissed.
Yeah.
And do you want to, clear the air with Joe Schilling or not?
I don't want to clear the air. I mean, Joe, I don't know him personally. I've had arguments with him on Facebook and stuff. I'll sum up the Joe situation very quickly. I know for a fact he has turned down contracts to fight me. I know for a fact that I have signed them. They've been put in front of him, and he said, no, I don't want to fight this guy because I don't want him to get big off my name, which is bullshit excuses.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's his decision. If he can sleep at night with that decision, fine. Me as a man, I've never ducked anyone. I don't give a fuck. Never ducked anyone. Anyone, anytime, I said yes to everybody. He can't say that because he'd be lying. If that doesn't bother him, congratulations, because I don't give a fuck. I still have more money in the bank than he does, no matter how many fights he has.
Okay,
so
but to be fair though, how long ago were these fights allegedly supposed to happen? 4 years ago, 5 years ago, or 3 years ago?
Nah, glory times.
Yeah, so we're going back to 12, 13, yeah? Like we were saying last time. Okay, well then, look, to be fair, if we go outside of kickboxing, let's look at when Crocop fought Brennan Schaub in your UFC.
Yeah.
Brennan got a massive profile after that win, and he's even said on his own podcast or Joe Rogan podcast that was an awesome matchup and a matchup in hell and a big risk for Crocop. So guys that feel that they've built some momentum and they've got to that certain level, they don't want to do it.
I know what you're saying, but it wasn't justified because me and him were supposed to fight 4 or 5 times before that on Lion Fight and other promotions. Plus, I was the Enfusion champion at the time. Plus, it's not like he may have been on a different platform to me, but Glory was still relatively new. Enfusion was launching. Everyone knew who I was just as much as he was. Before he won that tournament, he had definitely didn't have a higher profile than me. Plus, this discussion been going on back and forth forever. So it's not like I just popped up out of nowhere and said, fight me. He knew exactly who I was.
Yeah, this is the other thing that needs to be. This is the other thing that I want to make clear as well, is because we go back 3 years ago, we go back 5 years ago. Kickboxing was not getting the kind of media coverage it's been getting the last couple of years, the last 2 or 3 years. And there hasn't been a full-time reporter on the sport like myself, ever, either. We've had people in and out. We've had Michael Chiavello, the voice from the 90s, but he was Oceanic, and he was everywhere. He was just Oceanic, Japan, America. He's doing one of the things, but you got to earn your stripes, and I feel like I've earned my stripes this year. However, it was, if people think, oh, I'm Mr. Controversy or anything like that, I have to facilitate these sort of questions that don't get asked, and people aren't going to like, but we have to clearly wear one way or the other. I did ask someone to give Joe a heads up, but they got busy with their own fight preparation, and so he's a bit pissed, and he's gone and blocked me on Twitter. It's not the end of the world, I'll be honest. I think anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Joe Schilling fan, but I've got no, I have to. Yeah,
that's what you know. What Joe's a hothead.
Hang on, let's balance it out. I don't want to bash the guy. I'm not going to bash him, but I have to make one thing clear. Me being K1 Anoop and doing what I do, I have to ask you questions. I have to ask other people questions, and I have to put it back to you. Yeah, I should have sped up. I shouldn't have waited 5 days to email Bellator to request an interview with him.
Yeah.
When I found out that the other dude who had asked it to mention it to him about a month before didn't and forgot.
Yeah.
But shit happens, and it is what it is, and we all move on. And he's doing really well, and good luck to him. And I hope he wins Saturday, and I hope he keeps doing what he's doing because I've always enjoyed watching him fight. So that's that.
Yeah, man. Good luck to him.
Yeah.
Good luck to him.
Cool. Right. Is there any parting shots you want to give nicely or however to anyone about anything? Because if it is the last time that we saw you in the ring, it doesn't sum you up your career. It's water for duck's backside for you. But is there anything you want to say in closing? Anyone you want to thank, like Amir and whoever else?
Yeah, I mean, Amir knows I love him. In closing, what can I say about my own career? I was a full contact kickboxer, with the long trousers all above the waist, who accepted his first ever K1 fight on 3 days' notice in an Enfusion 85 kilo 16-man tournament. ended up knocking everyone out. Got to the final somehow. I was a young man ready to fight anyone, anytime, and I was doing that all in the pursuit of a better life. And I've managed to fall into a better life in other ways, and I'm still a dangerous motherfucker, and I walk down the street at night knowing that I can do what needs to be done. And I'm happy. I don't know what else to say besides I'm really happy, and I've made some great friends in this sport, and I'll hope to have good friends the rest of my life. And me and you can continue to talk anytime, Anoop. And
cheers.
Let's all smile. That's all that life's about. You're smiling, you win. So
yeah, of course, mate. Of course. Right. Good luck to you. Thanks for your time.
Good,
I'm going to hit the stop button. Hopefully it isn't the last that we're going to see you in World Kickboxing because things are just bubbling up. And, I'm pretty certain where we're going the next 1, 3 and 5 years of the sport, it's about to explode.
Yeah.
That is for definite. There's stuff that I know about what Glory are doing with the UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah.
just watch everyone. Kickboxing is we're getting there. Everyone, we're getting there. Everyone be happy. There's more money coming, so don't get pissed off when I ask questions. That's not a shot at Joe. That's a shot at people other than Joe who know who they are and they're probably watching this. But there's nothing personal. It's business, but we all got to work together. Even if we don't always get along together, so what?
Yeah,
That's
completely, man. You're right. Well,